I know releasing this video is going to be kind of suspect, right? Because there are leaks out there, and I'm not talking about leaks in any way. I'm not discussing them. And I've stayed away from them. I have stayed away from them. So if this turns out to be right, no, I didn't look at the leaks. But it's probably not right. But this is just something to chew on anyway. There have been a lot of people talking about the idea that Zack is dead and actually in the live stream in Rebirth, right? So I haven't been down with that just because, again, you all know, if you watch the channel, if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to get into it. I've got old content you can go watch. I've talked about it a lot. That, you know, the storytellers made a deal with the viewer that, hey, we're showing you Zack surviving and this other stuff happening or whatever. Please be excited. The one way I think I would be cool with it, again, it doesn't matter if I'm cool with it or not. Who cares? I'm just a guy with a camera, with a YouTube channel. One way I would be very cool with it is if this is setting up Cloud being in the live stream and when he has to piece himself back together. If this is setting up that, then okay. Because at the end of this game, I feel like Cloud has to wind up in the live stream by hook or crook. If it's like something like the reunion Cloud boss fight or something, and he falls into the live stream after the death of Aerith or whatever. Whatever happens, I want him to be there by the end of this game. And if he's just broken at the end of this game, and then maybe we see him slip into the live stream at the start of Game 3, I don't know. I think you should start Game 3 without Cloud, right? But that would also mean there's no Zack, so that throws a lot of things through a loop. But if this is all a setup, because there was something in that last trailer they put out, where Aerith with her hair down is in that church talking with Cloud, handing him the white materia. This is not spoiler stuff, right? Because, like, it was in the trailer. This is not a leak or anything like that. That screams to me that's from the end of game number 2. That screams to me that that is from the end of that game. Like, why would he be seeing her unless she pulled him there? And the Aerith, we'll say on the other side. The Aerith on the other side is supposed to be asleep, not conscious. So if she's awake there, it's a, you know, there's something like it's about saving you, Cloud, or something. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something to the effect of it was about saving him or whatever. Take that as you want. I feel like that is the beginning of his journey through the live stream. What if Cloud putting himself back together is not just like a 3 or 4 piece thing with Tifa like it was in the original? Yes, Tifa will have to be there with him in the end when he gets to Nibelheim. What if Cloud, in game number 3, his journey is through the live stream to get to Nibelheim? What if his whole deal is to get to Nibelheim and then put himself back together there? Because that's where it has to happen, right? That's where he's from. That's where the incident happened. That's where the experimentation. That's where every traumatic thing in his life happened there. If you don't count falling off of after the Airbuster fight. That was traumatic. That would have been traumatic for me, falling after the Airbuster fight. Anyway, what if game number 3 is Cloud's journey through wherever Aerith and Zack are? If that's the live stream, if that is the live stream, game number 3, not the whole game, but a big part of game 3 is his journey through the live stream. And we begin that journey at the end of Rebirth. What if Rebirth is talking? Not about Sephiroth and all this kind of stuff. You know, Sephiroth's there. What if Rebirth, and again, I'm most likely wrong about this, but what if Rebirth is the beginning of Cloud's journey, his rebirth, the beginning of Cloud's rebirth? Think about that. Think about that. Resuscitation, resurrection. What resuscitation is dumb. That's not a good name. But the third game was something like resurrection or return or something like that, because it's not speaking about anything meta or anything crazy out there. It's just talking about Cloud, you know? I think that would be pretty wild. But one thing that I also want to talk about in another video, I scrapped that video because I thought it was not going the direction I wanted it to go. One final theory, and this was part of that final theory with the whole cloud thing and whatever is going on there. Like, I think we will see him begin his journey through the live stream at the end. And when he comes out, he's got that other white materia that Aerith gives him or whatever. Or maybe it comes to him in the live stream, but this is his brain's way of putting it together. Like when Aerith's white materia falls into the planet or whatever, and then Cloud falls into the planet. What if the white materia finds its way to him in the planet, and like his brain's way of putting it together is that scene with him and Aerith, and he comes out of the live stream like he's got the white materia somewhere on him. That would be kind of interesting, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how they play that out. The other part of this I want to talk about, there's a lot of controversy, always will be, they're controversial figures, around the Whispers, right? What are they? What are they not? I have been of a mind that if this game is just a complete reimagining and retelling of the original Final Fantasy VII story, which I'm all for, if they're just wanting to reimagine it, I think that's a cool way to go. There are many references, and they even have a track in the original game called "Can You Hear the Cries of the Planet?" The Cries of the Planet. You've heard me say it over and over again on X, on YouTube, on wherever, you know, that I think the Whispers are just like a reinterpretation of the Cries of the Planet. Like giving them a physical form, or a metaphysical form, and they're not just a thing you hear in the background, they're of the planet. They're a reactionary mechanism of the planet. And what makes me think that is if you've ever held the hand of someone who's dying, or if you've been next to someone who's dying in Final Fantasy VII, the planet is dying, right? I have unfortunately been next to people in the hospital or whatever as they're dying, and you know, there'll be cries of pain. You know, like a cry can be many things. A cry can be a whimper, subtle, you know, or just lamenting. You know, you hear my cries, I'm lamenting things I didn't do in life or whatever. As someone's dying, what does a cry become? As they start to lose their energy, lose their life, and passing over, it becomes a whisper. When someone's dying, becomes a whisper. And I think the planet is that much more closer to dying in the game, and so they had this creative idea to call them the Whispers, because that's a step closer to death, is a cry and then a whisper. That's a step closer to death. And when Sephiroth gets control of the Whispers, you have conquered the Harbinger of Fate or whatever at the end, and then Sephiroth pulls you in. And it's the 7 seconds till the end track on the game soundtrack. When Sephiroth has control of the Whisper, he has conquered them. Or he has control of them. He didn't conquer them, you beat them, but you know, we know he has control of them in that final Advent Children-esque fight because he's throwing them at you or whatever, you know. The 7 seconds till the end track is a reinterpretation of Can You Hear the Cries of the Planet? It's a reinterpretation of Can You Hear the Cries of the Planet? So I think, solidly, this is the last point I wanted to make in all of my remake theories. This is it right here, because we're so close. I wanted to wait to this point to make this point, that I feel wholeheartedly that the Cries of the Planet and the Whispers are the same thing. They're just interacting with the party now. I think the planet is closer to death in this reimagining than it was in the original. So now it's the planet itself is taking action in a self-preservation kind of way. And I think that's why these cries turned to whispers have begun to interact and counteract with the party. So there it is. That's the last theory. I've been wanting to share that for a long time. I've been wanting to put that out. And there it is. So I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, please click that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. I will be live later on this evening with the Final Fantasy, or I might do it earlier. I might do it midday. I don't know yet. I might take a break and do it midday and then stream again later tonight, because I'm really excited to get into it. But Junon demo, second part tonight. We've got Rebirth in 8 days. Less than 8 days, because it's going to be midnight. Oh, I'll be there. Super stream time. Super stream. We're going to do it. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great day. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking. I'll be back at 5 o'clock with more content. We'll be doing a live stream today. As always, you all be good. Take care. I will see you next time.